This time we'll use a different method of solving equations, and this doesn't matter what sort of equation you have in terms of whether it's a linear or a quadratic. So this time we're using a linear equation, as you can see in the example. And what we do this time, it says there, we're going to use the y equals button and graph the parts of the equation. Well, let's see what we mean by the parts of the equation. y1, what we're going to call y1 is 5 bracket 3x. Now notice the x, t, theta, n button. This button here is the one that we use for the variable. Plus 2. Okay. So that's the left hand side of our equation. In y2 I'm going to tap in the right hand side using the variable button. Take away 7. So now what we've done is we've graphed a left side and a right side. Now graphically, when two graphs cross each other, where they intersect, then the left side and the right side will be equal. Okay, so the graph on the left side and the graph on the right side will be equal where they intersect. So all we now do is we graph them. And hopefully, they graph somewhere where we want them to. And at the moment, that's not, you can see that the intersection point's down here somewhere. And so we need to go lower down. So choose our window carefully. We're not interested in any other bit except for the crossing point, the intersection point. So we can choose the window however we wish, alright? Let's take all the positive stuff off. And let's go with a window that goes from negative 10 to 10 is fine on the x. Come down. And this time we need that to drop down a bit more. So let's go negative 20. And then back up to, let's say, 0. And then graph that and see what happens. And it's a little bit like that. It's just a matter of seeing what happens. And there we have it. We can clearly see our intersection there. And so what we do now is we have to get the calculator to find that point there. Alright? So what we do is we use second trace, which is the blue button there. It's like calculate. And it's clearly number 5. Number 5 is our intersection. And what it asks you is curve. We've talked about this before in class. First curve, yes, we know they're straight lines. But first curve, press enter. There it is, look, flashing away. Second curve, press enter, and it jumps onto the other one. And then guess and see what happens. So there's your intersection, alright? The intersection is x equals negative 41666, is it? And y equals negative 11.25. So clearly when we're solving an equation, we just want the x value. So what we're looking at is that the intersection is right there. Okay? And now you can do that exact same thing if it's a quadratic equation or a cubic equation or anything, as long as they're the left side and the right side. It doesn't even matter if it's left side is something and right side is 0. You just tap into your y equals. y1 is your left side, y2 is your right side, whatever they are. Just simply tap them in and see what happens. Okay? Done.